Hey everybody, Kelly Flip with Kelly coming at you. How's everybody doing today? Continuing on with these questions that changed my life by Tim Ferriss. Trying to apply some of this stuff, if it can, to my own stuff. So, worst thing that could happen, I guess that makes me reflect back to when I was younger. Started a construction business, and at the time I was working for another company, and I started taking Fridays off, and I didn't tell the boss, and it took him about a month to catch on, month or month and a half. And one morning I came into work, and I was paired up with a coworker. It was just me and one other guy were going out to these houses, and he didn't say nothing to the boss, so that's why it took him a while to catch on. But he says, "Have you not been working Fridays, Kelly?" And I'm like, "Nope." And he says, I pair you up with this other guy for, put you in pairs for a reason. And, you guys work together, and then that's just how the way we do things. He says, we can't keep on doing that. Of course, at that time, I was wanting to do my own business, so entrepreneurial spirit, growing up with a father who had a lot of his own businesses, and so it was very scary raising little ones at the time, and I got to provide for the family, and doing my own business. What I was doing was I was working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, many hours, trying to get these jobs done on my own, while Monday through Thursday working for the man. And so it was scary, but I thought, what the hey, I want to work on my own. So I quit that place and struck off on my own, and it went very well. But when you're your own boss, you gotta be the employer and the employee. I didn't have a bunch of people. I had people working for me on and off, but mostly just myself over the years. And that turned into over 30 years. I'm still doing that construction business to this day. Much more part-time now that I'm doing the wholesaling. But and then with the wholesaling, in 2024 that took off. We made over 100,000 in 6 months. I mean, it just took right off, and then it became like 120 or 130,000 around month 7 or month 8, and quit my construction business for 6 months, and I had some growing pains, some learning stuff. Did some went a little overboard on the marketing. Negotiated some deals that we didn't make quite as much on. So then went back the other way, started doing some of the construction again, the supplement, and the toned back the marketing. Still marketing, but going after more of the quality stuff, not sending out as many letters, doing a little more cold calling. And then some leads are more qualified to send a letter, pushing the P's. There's some other niche lists, some more highly motivated. You got your hotter areas. So do what you want. You don't have to do any direct mail. You can do all cold calling and texting, or maybe you're into sticky notes. I've got the ability to do sticky notes. I just don't go crazy on it. But so, yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I quit construction for 6 months. I was able to go back to it because you got to put food on the table, do what you got to do. And there's a good chance that might quit that again. You know, it just things go back and forth. But it's good to have different options, different skill sets. If things are going well in one direction, you can maybe put your efforts into that. But also realize that if your consistency and your momentum are going in a direction, the other thing is probably going to come down, and then you have to build it back up, type of thing. So keep that in mind as well. So there's a lot of worst case scenarios. I wouldn't necessarily close the door on something completely. That way you can't leave your options open. But at the same time, you know, if you want to take a little vacay, it's nice to have those options there. So yeah, that would be the worst things that can happen. You know, some of you might want to save up 6 months, 6 months worth of, or depending on your comfort level, what importance you place on security. Maybe you would go a year or two, but probably around a minimum of 1 to 3 months of, if you can save up, have a little cushion in your savings account to cover your living expenses. That takes some of the pressure off. And if you have the capability, you could do your day job and wholesale until your wholesaling income or revenue exceeds what your day job is. And then maybe take that plunge. So that's my little tidbit for the day. I gotta go pick up a check today for my construction. Sounds like that came in. So me and my son actually do some work together on this particular one. I did a job for him, so I'm gonna meet up with him somewhere today, probably here, and if he gets back to me, and get paid for that. And working on a local deal with the property owner that owns 17 properties. We're attempting to put together a package deal, potentially. And we lowballed. He was looking at the tax papers, probably the assessment value. And slowly we're coming more towards that, finding that common middle ground where we might agree on an offer price. He's got a tenant that we can't even get into the unit. I guess we've heard from the other unit that sounds like this guy is just bad news. Nobody likes him. So non-paying tenant. So basically coming up to his price a little bit, he's coming down to our price, but in negotiations, like if you get to come up on your price, then you're giving, so then have that seller give too. So what's his pain point in that scenario? He's got a non-paying tenant. He's a tired landlord. So, and we did mention this initially on, even before we started coming up on our price a little bit, to negotiate out, a win-win, is that we need to get into that lower unit at some point in time before the deal closes to get a look at it, make sure the place ain't mold or fire damage or hoarder house or something major, because you want to be able to see and not just assume that it's this, the seller's saying that it's the same condition as the other unit. Well, maybe. Trust but verify. So now, since we're coming up on price a little bit, we're saying, okay, we'll come up. We're getting closer. We're getting close now. We're getting closer on price, but we gotta get in to see that other unit before we're gonna, so now we're pushing on that pain button a little bit there. So yeah, if you're gonna give, make sure you get something in return, and why not push on that pain point a little bit. If he was just gonna agree to our number, we could deal with the tenant more so. But now we gotta let him get us in there. So put more emphasis on that, a little more urgency on that, and request that again. So this is Kelly. Found any value, smash the like button, subscribe, share it with whomever, and you guys have yourself a great rest of your Thursday. This is January 29, 2026. Kelly out. You guys have a great one.